Assalamu alaikum viewers and welcome to the video. As you can see, this is one of the different videos. So in this video we're going to discuss programming languages, and in programming languages Turbo C to be in particular. So here, as you can see on your screen, this right here on your screen is the compiler for C language or Turbo C. So you can download this compiler. The link is in the description. You can download it from there for free and you can use it at home. So first of all, without wasting any time, let's get into it. So as you can see, this is what you're going to do when you launch the program for the very first time. So let's get familiar. It has file. You can add new, a new. If you wish to open a new file, or if you want to open any previously saved file, you can go there, add it. You can do all the things, cut, copy, paste. You can search any number that you, any word that you need to find in your program. Run if you need to run your program. If you need to file, if you want to check it for any errors. And so projects are used to cascade different programs. If you have written 4 or 5 programs and if you want to combine them, you can use the project option. We have multiple options as here as well, and we have window tool which allows us to manage the windows. So here, so first thing you need to do is to add a new and very fresh this is the screen which you're going to write for the very first time. So here I'm going to write my program. So let's start. Here the first thing that we need to do is to add the include files. As we all know, in the Turbo C we need to write the include files first thing. So include stdio dot h, it means standard input output. These are the header files. .h is the extension for header files. So stdio.header, that it will allow us to use multiple different instructions that we wish to use in our programs without any errors. So the compiler would know that where the descriptions and the definitions of the commands that we are using. For example, if we wish to use print, scan, get, ch, and all those basic C language instructions, so we need to include these files. So this way the compiler would know that the user has used these particular instructions. So similarly, we will use the second include file, the header files, which are conio.h. Similarly, and let's get started. The first and the most important thing is to understand the functions. The functions are the bodies in which you describe the working of your program. So right now in this program, I try to let's incorporate some maths into it. So let's keep it very basic. So let's write a program in which we will take two numbers, and the compiler would provide us the sum of those two numbers. So any two numbers which I will input in my program, the compiler should give me the sum of those two numbers. Very simple. So let's start. And the first most important thing is to write the function, as I said. So the first and the most important function that we have here is the main function. So what does void mean? Void means nothing, and as you can see in the after the main function, the brackets are closed. So it means that before the name of the function are the values. Before the name of the function, the main function is the name of the function. So before the name, void is written. Void means nothing. So this function is not returning any value. So void means the function is not returning any value. Returning any value means that I have not input any value here that I wish to return at the end of the program. And after that, you can see the brackets are empty as well. It means that I am not passing any value in this program either. Passing any value means that I am not using any value from the previous programs, previous functions, to be used in the main function. So all these things are going to be pretty basic. Int main, and then let's introduce some values here. So the first thing I need to do is to write some values in which the variables I need to define, in which I will be storing the values which I need to have the sum of. For example, if I'm adding two numbers, 4 and 5, 3 or 9, or any two numbers, I want those two numbers to be stored in a variable which can be used by the compiler. So I need to define some variables here. So let's define the variables num1 for the first number, which I need to sum, and num2 for the second number. And at the end, I would wish to have the sum of the two numbers, so I'm describing sum here. Similarly, let's move on. Num1 is the variable for the number 1, num2 is the variable for num2, and sum for the sum, basic. Then I wish to have a printout on my screen, a message appear on my screen which would ask me to insert a number, insert the first number. So I'm doing just that, insert the first number. This message would appear on my screen, the very first thing, and then the compiler would ask me to input a value. So for that, I'm writing the function scanf. Scanf, the command of scanf is used to input a value. Scanf, very similarly, %d. %d is the value used for, is the command value used for integers. Because I'm using integers here, I will have to use %d for the scanf value. Comma, in what variable do I need to insert my first number? It is num1. So num1 is so I just num1 here. So I cannot write only num1 here because that would be it would arise some errors, and if it will not store the value. I have to and sign here as well, because the and sign allows us to insert the value at the very address at which num1 is written. We do the same thing for the second one. We have to write print f here. Yes, print f, and again I'm going to write the command for the second number. Insert second number. It's going to ask for the second number, and at the very end again it's going to need to store that number in the variable. So %d, this number should be stored in and num2. Very easy. And right now the first two numbers are stored in the variables. Now I need to write some calculations that how the sum would be added. So it's very easy. The value in the sum should be, I have to take the num1, simply add it into num2, and these two values should be stored in the sum. So in this line all the work is done. Num1 will be added into num2, and these two values will be stored in sum. And at the very end I can simply print the value of the variables, the sum. So the sum is, after that I have to add the %d sign, because the answer should have the integer value %d, comma, and then I have to write the variable, which is sum. I have to terminate it here, and then comma, sum here. Then I have done all my things. So at the very end I need to get out of my output screen. So for that I have to write the command which is getch. Getch means get character. Get character, the command is used to get out of your output screen. You just have to press enter. So pressing enter would get you out of your screen, and at the very end you just have to terminate your program. Here it is. I did not put the initial terminator sign, so yes, here it is. And at the end all the things are here. So let's check your program for any errors, if there are any errors or anything. So first we need to go in the compile, and we need to compile our program. As you can see, there are no errors, and now we can very easily run our program. So let's run our program. This is the value. Insert first number, let's write 3. Insert second number, let's write 6. The answer is 9. Okay, so we have the sum, and when you just enter, it will get back to your initial screen. So this is how it's done. Thank you for your time, and I wish all of you to I want all of you to download this program and write some different programs in your download this good compiler and write different programs which would allow you to get familiar with the programming language.